Hi, I'm Kevin Roberts, and welcome to another episode of my show. Today, we're going to be talking about something that has plagued me all my life. And in fact, it's something I still work with, and it's called self-sabotage. Now, if you go online, even YouTube, you can find tons and tons of videos that will give you 5-point plans, 10-point plans to stop self-sabotage now and have the life that you've always wanted. And those things are great. And affirmation is great. If you tell yourself good things about yourself, that's good. Maybe it can help lay down some good vibes, some positive energy, some positive self-esteem. But here's the problem with self-sabotage. Self-sabotage, it's not so much in the mind as it is in the body. By the way, just right now, if you could click subscribe, I sure would appreciate it, and like this video because it helps other people get this very valuable information. Now, let me tell you something, okay? One of the reasons that I've been successful working with people over the years, helping people succeed in school, helping people succeed in their careers, relationships, is because I don't lead from the position of an expert. I work with people from the position of, I'm still struggling. I'm still dealing with my own problems. Now, most of what I'm going to tell you today is related to my work with myself that I've also used to help other people. I'm going to put a study down there in the links below, and that study is important because it goes to a very central point of the point I'm going to be making here today. The problem with self-sabotage is it's not so much in the mind as it is in the body. When we grow up and we have less than ideal circumstances or trauma in our upbringing, those memories live as sensations in our bodies. And I'm going to tell you right now, nothing changed for me with self-sabotage until I realized that no matter how much I tried to get the right thoughts and ideas in my head, the memories of the past, those messages that I'm not good enough, those messages that something bad is going to happen, those messages live in my body. I'm going to give you one example from my own life, and it's about my tendency to be a people pleaser, my tendency to focus on other people's needs. Now, that's good if you're a life coach and if you're doing things like I am, like helping people, but at some point it's too much. So I ask myself, how did I get to be a people pleaser? How did I get to be one of those people who sabotaged my own dreams, who sabotaged my own desires for happiness by focusing on everybody else? Well, I learned that growing up because I grew up with a mother who was essentially undiagnosed bipolar, and she was depressed most of my life. Her husband, my stepfather, was an alcoholic. So those were my two examples. And my adaptation to that situation was that I started to take care of them. I started to be concerned about their feelings, what they were doing, how they were feeling. I remember at 7 years old, I thought my stepfather was sad one Saturday morning, and I made him breakfast in bed. I'm 7 years old. What 7-year-old does that? I'll tell you what 7-year-old does that. A 7-year-old who is afraid, a 7-year-old who lives in an unstable house, who's trying to create some stability. And guess what? Doing those things kept me safe, because my stepfather never really yelled at me. He yelled at all my siblings, beat the shit out of my sister, but he never really yelled at me. But the problem is that people-pleasing, it lives in my body. And so I still am afraid when I say what I want. I'm afraid of too much success. And so I still find myself sabotaging myself, and I'm still working on it. Now, let me tell you, I'm going to give you a little metaphor here that might help you understand how self-sabotage works. Self-sabotage is a phenomenon that wires itself in our bodies. The discomfort that causes us to procrastinate to follow up our chances for success, that causes us to people please our way into safety and well-being. These are like wires, neuronal networks that have been laid down in our bodies. And Here's the metaphor. Think about a house. When they build a house, they put the 2x4s in, they put the walls in, and then before they put the drywall or the plaster over the walls, they drill holes into the 2x4s, and that's where they run the electrical wiring that powers the whole house. Well, guess what? Once they install that, the drywall or the plaster gets put over it, and you never, ever see it again. The house just works. Well, if you're like me and you've got faulty wiring, you probably don't even know it. And how do you know that you have faulty wiring? Well, you tell yourself that you deserve more. You want a better job. You want to make more money. You want a better relationship. You want a better house. And time and again, you don't get those things. Time and again, maybe if you're like a very dear friend of mine that I talk to every day, maybe you end up getting relationships that don't really meet your needs and you stick with them because those things are against your hardwiring. Your hardwiring for self-sabotage has you put barriers in the way that ensure time and again that you don't get what you want. So when you put the plaster and drywall over those wires, you never see them. And the reason that I think that's really important is because they remain hidden to you, but there's a way that you can kind of peel back the drywall or peel back the plaster. You can begin to feel the discomfort in your body, because I'll tell you the way the process goes, and you can read the article below that I'm going to post. That's really, if you're interested in this, you should. It's quite fascinating about the science of how memories live in our bodies. But here's what happens. Something triggers you and you feel discomfort in your body. When you feel that discomfort, it's usually fear that something bad is going to happen. And then that discomfort has you take the self-sabotaging behaviors that perhaps in your childhood helped you reduce expectations so you wouldn't get disappointed, or help you manage dysfunctional parents like I did. So here's the thing. You can't change your thoughts and think you're going to change your body. But what you can do is you can start getting into the body and you can stretch into being comfortable with the discomfort. That's the first move. Being comfortable to just let yourself feel the discomfort. And if you're a self-sabotage person, if you sabotage yourself, I guarantee you there's discomfort in the body. That's the first step. Now I'm going to tell you something. Don't try to do this alone. If you self-sabotage, watching some guy on a video is not going to cure your problems. It's just going to give you one small piece of the puzzle that helps you understand why you keep doing this over and over. Consider getting a therapist. Consider opening up about this to your close friends and family so that you have people you can talk to. Consider joining a meditation group. One practice that helps me immensely is mindfulness, and I have a mindfulness coach that I actually work with on a weekly basis. So here's the thing. You got into self-sabotage probably because of toxic and dysfunctional relationships in your past. It was relationships, human connections that kind of got you into this, and it's going to be positive human connections that are crucial to helping you get out. So that's my piece for today. And I want you to know one thing for sure. I'm still working on it. And I've been trying to do this video for about a week. And one of the reasons I was struggling to get it out and get in front of the camera is because at first I was trying to do it from a scientific perspective. And then I realized, wait, my strength is that I open up to people and I show people my flaws. And that's what I'm doing to you. I'm just an imperfect guy trying to make sense of this stuff every day and trying my hardest to have the happy life that I've always wanted. Thanks so much for watching. Please come back because I'm going to bring this topic up again because it's fundamental and it's crucial. Check the article below and make sure that you subscribe and like, and I sure would appreciate it if you shared this, because self-sabotage, in many ways, sabotages possibility, sabotages potential in this world. Thanks so much.